everybody. Thank you. Jai Hind.
धन्यवाद। माननीय श्री अबीर रंजन विश्वास 9 मिनट।
Madam, we are discussing the state of economy in India, but anyone listening to this debate since yesterday will realize that when it comes to facts and figures and insights, members of the opposition parties are giving clear arguments to make a strong case. On the other hand, the BJP is having a competition of what, madam? As to how many times they can mention the name of the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister. Well, of course, we don't have any problem regarding that, but I would like to know, why don't they give us facts and figures? The previous speakers from my party, the previous three speakers, of course, have made one common point. What are the points? Why is the wealth that is created not being equally distributed? Where? Firstly, equally among all the people. Secondly, among the states, irrespective of their political ideologies. Now, as you know, let me make a charge which I can substantiate with data. The non-BJP states like Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and the Congress-run states are deprived. The unspoken catchline seems to be, support us politically and we will raise funds. Support us politically and we will not send the CBI and ED behind you. Madam, I will give you one example about MG and RGA. 5 points I will raise about MG and RGA. Firstly, madam, it's an act of parliament, as we all know. It is a right and not a gift, depending on the whims and fancies of the central government. Secondly, as per the act, the payment to a worker who has worked under this scheme is to be made within 15 days. So if 100 people have worked on a scheme and if there are any discrepancies arising out of it, if 2 of them are found guilty, I would like to know, why are the rest 98% or 98 people deprived? This is most unfortunate and most undesirable. But this is what is being done. The budget of the MG and RGA has been cut by about 30% with respect to last year. But we are not surprised, as in 2014, on the floor of this parliament, the Honorable PM had called it Gadda Khodne Ka scheme, most unfortunately. Gadda Khodne Ka scheme. No. Fourth point is, madam, MG, NRGA mandates nation over are falling, but the government, the ruling party, the BJPs are celebrating it. Today, one of their MPs have called this an indicator of development. This is their way of looking at the economy, but our approach is different. Speaking of the fifth point, speaking about job cards, about 7,40,000 job cards have been found to be fake in Uttar Pradesh. That means of the total figures, about half Uttar Pradesh account for. Bengal had about 5,000 fake job cards. I would like to know, have the funds to Uttar Pradesh being stopped? I'm sure the answer is known to all. Now, let me read from the BJP manifesto of 2014. I'm mentioning about it. They are spoken of doubling farmers' incomes. Did it happen in 2019? No. Again, did it happen in 2023? No. At current growth estimates, the farmers' incomes will not double before 2030. In Bengal, in 2011, a promise was made by the Honorable Chief Minister. Most interestingly, it was about doubling farmers' income, and I take pride, as I come from Bengal, in mentioning that as of today, it is not doubled, but it is increased threefold as in the current date. Now, madam, let me come to public sector undertakings, the PSUs. Madam, we have withstood the shock and trauma of demonetization. But how many of us have heard of monetization? This is the instrument of the Niti Aayog to sell out the people's assets, as the name reflects, public sector undertakings. It belongs to the public. It is the asset of the public. And the government is hell-bent upon selling it. Madam, it's like selling the family jewelry. As you can name it, Rail, Air India, BHEL, BSNL, LIC, and the list is unending. These were created over decades, but now we want to strip the nation of these assets. I proudly belong to the scheduled caste community, and every time this happens, I'm hurt, and hurt dearly. As every time a PSU is sold, a young SC boy or girl is deprived of their right to secure a job. And worse still, there is also unemployment. There is also in employment, contractual engaging is taking the front seat, where you don't have any, you're not going for reservations. That is a very big concern. And moreover, whenever a PSU is sold, often these people are rendered jobless, and it creates unending miseries for the family. Madam, now, in understanding the union condition of the current economy, we have to understand the condition of the state economies. So it is very important to discuss cooperative federalism. Our present Honorable Prime Minister and Home Ministers were both Chief Ministers and Home Ministers of a state. So they should understand better what the problem of the states are. But it is, as we all know, is to be done as per constitutional guidelines, which are flouted day in and day out. Madam, I appeal to you that next week we should have a short duration discussion on the issue of cooperative federalism. Madam, if you notice, the House is running so smoothly and it's so good for all of us. Next week also, the opposition should get one short duration discussion on one calling attention, wherein they can express their concern as opposition, and they can at least speak out of the pain the states are in. They can make their points so that the states are to benefit. But also, there is a flip side to it. The BJP will also benefit from this, as even if their speeches remain devoid of facts, figures, or any reasoning, at least their speeches will have multiple mentions of the name of the Honorable PM. To summarize, I would say, the way the government is conducting itself, in a nutshell, we can say their catchline is the rich should get richer and the poor should get poorer. Now, the way the present government is exploiting the financial interests of the state, and that is most improbably much higher than the colonial rule. So I expect there will be a change of stance. We would think much more about cooperative federalism and act in that direction for the benefit of one and all and the nation as a whole. Thank you, Madam.
धन्यवाद। माननीय श्रीमती